Today I have some knit fabrics to show you and woven fabrics, and I'll be pairing them with patterns so you can get an idea and some inspiration of what you could pair with your fabrics at home. Sneaky peek! Keep watching!
Time flashed by and I woke up on the other side of the moon.
Hi sewing friends, my name is Karina from liftingpinsandneedles.com. Welcome to this channel that is all about sewing, limitless sewing. And today I have a fun video for you. I have some new fabrics with me. I have been buying online a little bit, so I hope wherever you are that your situation is improving. As of this place, not really. So I'm looking at staying at home for a very long time, and well, online shopping, that's the way to go. I have some rayon spandex to show you and some ITY. I'm going to show you the knits first. And I have a really colorful one. I really love it. It's rayon spandex, types that I like to sew. As always, I can find beautiful prints with this type of fabric here in Brazil. I'm not sure if they print them here. It seems to be, because look at this. Doesn't this just scream Brazil to you? Super nice colors, and I always love prints like this. And I have a plan for this actually. I'm gonna make the Ravinia skirt from Love Notions. I made a maxi skirt last year with stripes. I did some stripe play, and I actually made a maxi style. This time I want to do a shorter version above the knee, always more wearable for me. I end up wearing them most. And having a colorful thing on the bottom I think is good. I can pair it with colorful tops or just black on the top. And I have a hack planned for that, so it'll be coming up in the next few weeks. But this actually has a purpose. Some of the fabrics I'm showing you don't actually have a clear plan, sort of a plan, and I'm telling you what I would like to make with them. It doesn't mean that necessarily it will happen, but it might, because I've mentioned before I'm not very good at planning, and I do change my mind a lot when I'm inspired. Sometimes I think I'm gonna make something and I end up making something else. This one is another rayon spandex, and it's also got like a tropical print, but subdued because it's like black, grays and beige. I love prints like this that aren't loud, also similar to these colors on this Willow Wrap dress that I'm wearing today. So nice. I always like this, wearing it with red shoes and that sort of thing. And I do have a plan with this actually, and I really wanted to have this done by today, but you know, life gets in the way, and the pants series that is taking me longer than I thought. I wanted to have this item done for today, and what I wanted to do with this was make a pattern that is designed for woven fabrics. So I'll show it to you because I've made it before. And actually I wanted to make this one because today is the feature Friday for Love Notions for the Presto Tunic. And I made the Presto Tunic last year in a crepe, woven as it's supposed to be. I have a video all about it already on the channel, so I won't go much deep into this pattern. But it's got lovely features, you know, it's got like an inset here. Because I chose a print you can't see, but there is a separate pattern piece right there. So there are corners there that overlap and have a button placket and a mandarin collar. So you might think they look pretty like hard to sew, but they don't. They're not hard to sew. And this can also be finished with bias binding on the top if, you know, an easier option is wanted. And it's a great pattern. It's got dots on the bust, on the back for shaping. I did do the sash, that's optional, and I put button loops on the side, and I lengthened mine into a dress version. I just came from outside where it was about to rain, but I was able to film myself in it so you can see it. Here's my Presto Tunic dress. Now I made it last year, and I bought these shoes this summer because I knew I had this dress, and so the shoes are burgundy to match. This is the length that I like, adding 11 inches to the front and 8 at the back to make the hem even, because the tunic had a split hem and a shorter front and a longer back. The sash just really helps bring it in at the waist, although it's already got shaping at the back with some dots. So it's a really nice feminine dress with all the features that are going to make it fit really well. I better hurry up because it's starting to rain. Here is the lovely mandarin collar with the placket. It's not as hard to sew as you think. And I've always loved these mandarin collars. I think with the contrast fabric, you can really tell that these features are here. If I'd done it all in print, they would just be lost and you wouldn't see them. And what's the point in sewing all these lovely things if you can't see them, right? As always, sleeveless is my preference. Good cover heat, I always look for that. Fits really well, bias binding inside, and this is a highish neckline for me, but because it has this contrast vertical feature, it doesn't bother me. It draws the eye down the figure, so I like this. If it was just completely solid, I wouldn't want my neckline to be this high, but because it's like that, I like it. It's an awesome pattern and you don't have to worry that much about thinking you can't do these because I filmed it all. It's all there in the video from last year. If you want to test your skills, go up a little bit into an intermediate project. This is beautiful. And this pattern has never been on sale before. It's the first time that it's $5. So it's a really nice pattern that you could try. I made mine sleeveless, but of course there are sleeve options there. Maybe you saw the video I made last year. You know, it was a collaboration with Kim from Dorothys Daughter. If you haven't seen it and you think this is a nice style, you'll find a lot of resources there to know more about it. If you're interested in having it and trying to sew it for yourself, you can always use my affiliate link that is in the description box. It won't cost you any extra. The pattern will be $5 for you, but I will receive a small commission from that sale and that helps support me. So you're welcome to do that if you want to. This is for woven, right? In no place in the pattern does it say it can be made for knits. And it actually, like, you wouldn't just go and make it in a knit fabric. But I thought I would try and make it in rayon spandex and I would do some changes. So basically the main body would be okay with this. You know, you can sew darts in knit fabric and it would shape the garment beautifully. You know, it's no problem there. Where I wouldn't be that happy to use this rayon spandex is in that button placket and the mandarin collar. And that's where I have another fabric here. And plus I would like to have the contrast anyway. So I have this leather look jersey. You can see it there. It's a little heavier, a little more structured than this. And I would interface it, of course, and stabilize all the placket and the collar pieces and use this to put those features onto this rayon spandex. I would get the best of both fabrics. I would get the lovely print and drape of the rayon spandex and I would get the more structure of this type of fabric, and I wouldn't make a whole garment out of this. I would just use it for details, and I like using it for pipings or for like a yoke, a collar, and in this case the Presto would look super nice with this as the main fabric and then that contrasting. And I'm excited to do that. I really wanted to have it done for today and I'm a bit bummed that I didn't have time to do it. But there are areas of the garment I would interface, those center insets. I would interface this fabric with neat fusible interfacing. And there are tiny little bits I would do different to make it work. But it can work. And you know why? Because I have a pajama that's made out of like double brush poly. And it has a placket and a collar with the same fabric, the same double brush poly. When I see that on garments ready to wear, whatever, I always think, why am I not sewing those features that I love on knits when you can? You can do it. It just needs something a little bit different, but totally doable. And of course, when I do it, I will show you, but that is a definite plan for me. I have another rayon spandex and this one is blue and it's got some large print there. It's not that large, but it's mainly the blue and it looks like it's denim, like the way it is at the back, but it's not. It's just a type of print. If you look at it from far away, it looks like it's some sort of like printed chambray or I don't know. It just looks different than what it actually is and I love that. I don't have much of it. As always, I buy like 1.5 meters. And I've had the Presto dress from Style Arc for ages in my computer in the file. And it's a really simple wrap dress with dolman sleeves. I am sure I could get that pattern out of this fabric and I'd love to wear that. As always, when I make dresses in rayon spandex, I wear my little slips underneath, and that avoids the clinginess and like undergarment lines showing, that sort of thing. That's a given, and that's how I adapt to this fabric that's pretty lightweight. And this other one I have here is ITY. Now this ITY is different than other ITYs, I would say, because it is low stretch ITY. So you find some that are super flimsy, well they all are, and super slinky, super drapey, right? This one, the stretch is just really moderate, you know? It's not like those ITYs that are like gum, like you're stretching 100%, no. You know, this one stretches moderately, I would say maybe 40% stretch horizontally, and vertically it has about the same. But I call this a low stretch ITY when I compare it to other ones that are just totally stretchy. So I love the print, I love the colors, and I love the drape. And there is a free pattern that I have already shown you, the Hera wrap top from Wardrobe by Me. And I made it out of a crepe fabric, and in that video I mentioned how I would adapt that to sew it with a knit fabric. And I even wrote extensive ways I would adapt this in the blog post I wrote that time about that garment. And I bought this fabric thinking of making that wrap top into a dress. The peplum that is attached at the waist, just make it longer, make it a nice skirt. And this is the perfect type of fabric to have a fuller skirt, because it is just so drapey, it's lightweight, it's not gonna give me a poofy full skirt. And that's the look I don't enjoy with full skirts, when they just like poof out. But if they fall and drape really nicely, like this ITY, I'm all for it. So that is a definite project. And of course, when I make it, I'll show you. Now on my lap, I have some woven fabrics, and I'll start with a semi-boring one first. This is a very stiff, very good fabric for what I want it to be. And it's a cotton twill, but with that type of print on it. So it has some weird type tropical print there, but in blues. I mean, I don't know if I'm imagining it, but I see like leaves, ferns and stuff there. And on the other side, it's a light color. It's 100% cotton. I would say this is like a denim, like a medium weight denim actually. It is a cotton twill, a printed one, and it's so nice. And I got it to make myself some jeans, printed jeans, but they are still blue, you know. And I've just recently made the Eddystone jeans from Itch to Stitch. I took all the time, and I went slow in the process of getting them to fit me, you know, making muslin, everything. So I have a perfect jeans pattern there waiting for me just to be able to make it again, because I've already made one. And I've loved how that fits on me, how it feels on my body when I've worn it, when I sit. It's just a very nice pair of jeans to wear. So that is what this is going to be. The next two fabrics are the same type of fabric, it's just that they're different prints. But they are 100% rayon. I don't know how they make this rayon or how they do the weave on this, but it actually looks like it's a mixture with linen, the way the fabric looks. But it's only rayon, it's not linen. I find it heavier than the typical really lightweight flimsy rayon that you can find that I buy all the time. So I really liked it. I read the description really well on the website that I bought. It is a Brazilian website, and every single fabric has so much detail there, and so like the pictures are so good quality. So I knew that I was getting a really like different textured type of rayon. And this one has uneven type polka dots of types. Maybe on the wrong side you'll be able to see that texture that I'm talking about. Look at that. It looks like it's like a mixture with linen, but it is actually just rayon. So I love fabrics that have some sort of texture, and the drape is amazing. It's nice and fresh. It is rayon, and I have a style I would love to pair with this, and it is a newish type pattern from Pattern Scout called the Romy Wrap Dress and Top. And I love the features there. You know, anything that has a wrap I really like. This pattern actually has bust cup sizes, which is really reassuring in a wrap. I know that if I choose my sewing cup size, that it is going to wrap and not gape and like not show more than what I want to show. So I like that. I love those pleating details. It's a design I really like. And I have 1.5 meters. I would have to think whether I can fit a dress in there or just make the top. I would have to see, but I think this fabric would be perfect for it. It's nice and drapey and I love it. The next one is the same type of fabric. So on the wrong side, you can see how it looks, how, you know, I can feel that texture. But the print here is, it goes in like, it's like a border type print, I don't know. But you can see that there's designs going across horizontally like that. And there are like palm trees. I don't know if they're upside down. I have to see. I think this print is non-directional because it's got the palm trees going both ways. I don't know. There is a pattern I bought a few months ago from Cashmerette, the Webster dress. I like that style because it's not fitted and it's not full either. It's like a nice dress that has enough volume that skims over you. And it's got darts. I know it's going to fit my bust, and it has these little cute straps on the back, and I think this fabric has the right structure for that. If I interface it properly, I think it would cope really well with that design. And because the design is sort of straight, I don't think it would interrupt this type of print that much. With this type of print, I wouldn't want to be cutting like princess seams and like doing designs that have 1,000 pieces, because it would just cut into the design. And then it would be impossible to pattern match, because I don't want to be pattern matching. That means I have to waste so much fabric, and I'm all about not wasting a lot of fabric. So that's the reason I don't like pattern matching when designs like this come into the fabrics. I'd rather just adapt and choose a simpler design when I have prints like this that I had to pattern match. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I see sometimes on pattern instructions it says for a dress 3 yards, and then it says get more if there's like plaids or prints, and I'm like, no, I'm not getting more fabric for that reason. There is no way. I like to sew with the minimum, you know, with the least amount. So I'm excited about that dress because I like this looks like denim as well, and I don't know, it's just navy and I like the color. And I can just see that dress and just being totally my style. This one is 100% rayon too, but it's a rayon crepe. So crepe is not a fiber, it's the way that the fiber was woven, you know. So it's like, I can't describe, but there's a texture there. And I don't know if you can see, maybe on the wrong side you can see the texture. Because you'll find polyester crepe, you know, wool crepe, silk crepe. You know, this is just rayon crepe and it's beautiful. I love this green. I think it's good for my skin, anything vibrant like this. And it's got some birds. The birds are non-directional, which I'm grateful for, because then I can just cut them whichever way. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, fresh, drapey fabric, and I love it. And I made the lyric dress when I tested for it in 2019 at the beginning of the year. I love that fit. I love that dress and the way it fits me. It's got the darts in all the right places. I already fitted it to myself. It has a skirt that is not full and not slim either. And I've made the dress for my mom. I've adapted it for her. I've used it twice on her, but I've just made it once for me. That is ridiculous. I've used the pattern pieces of that pattern to make separate skirts. I just need to go ahead and make another full dress because I actually do love that pattern from Love Notions, and I think this would be perfect. Whenever you use rayon for any design that has facings or any type shape on the front, if be a wrap style or whatever, before you even like touch your pattern pieces to take them somewhere else, just stay stitch them. Stay stitch these things, because they like to deform. Also, when you want to fuse facings or anything onto these types of fabrics, block fusing is a really nice way to prevent them from distorting and shrinking. So I see rayon, I think rayon, and immediately those techniques come into my mind. Whether they are in the pattern instructions or not, I just know I have to do them. Stay stitch, stabilize everything, block fuse, and then get sewing, you know. Also, these types of styles are not good for patch pockets. If a style you like has a flowy skirt and there's patch pockets there, no, they're gonna sag, they're gonna look terrible. So these are not good for patch pockets at all. Okay, I have a really dizzy print that I'm going to show you. I got it specifically for a pattern test I'm doing right now. I'm actually quite behind in this pattern test. But it's a lovely, lovely woven top with a half button placket. Lovely design, you'll see it soon. And I got this satin. But it's a polyester satin. It is pretty opaque. It's not shiny at all. It has some sheen to it. But look at this print. I look at it and I get slightly dizzy. And I can just imagine wearing it and making everyone dizzy around me. But anyway, I'm not planning to make the button placket here with the same fabric. That would be a nightmare for any sewist. I'm going to do it with a more structured contrast black fabric, and then it'll be fine and it'll drape beautiful, and you'll see this soon. But I really, really like this style. Yeah, you'll see it soon. Woven pattern. I have this rich green crepe. It is beautiful. I mean, it looks and feels like silk. It is polyester, don't you worry. It is just polyester, but those types that just mimic. And it's slightly sheer, only slightly. It has a shiny side and a more opaque side there. And I love this color. And what I love to do this is do something similar but not the same. I took the Harmony blouse from Love Notions, which is a woven design that fits really well with bust darts and has waist shaping. It's a more swing style. And I did a hack where I took that bust dart and transformed it to gathers here on the neckline. I made a red one. Love it, love it, love it. And I want more of those things. I know I can do those hacks with that top because it fits me, the Harmony blouse. I'd love to take that bust dart instead of taking that volume to make gathers on the neckline. I would love to take the gathers up to the shoulders. So have gathers there. I just can dream about it, and I just want to do it, and that is why I got this fabric. I love this color, and yeah, that is a definite plan. I think might change, but look at this. Imagine all the gathers coming from the shoulders there. Oh, I just can picture it, and I'm just excited about it. Now I have a very, very boring black crepe chiffon. You can see me through it. It's completely sheer. It's nice and crepe, but the texture of the crepe is very nice. This drapes beautifully. And I would like to make another daisy blouse from Sinclair Patterns. I made another one in chiffon with prints, with flowers. I love that. I love the pleats on the neckline. I love how the sleeves gather and flow. I just love everything about that design. And I want a basic one. I want a basic one that's totally sheer. And yeah, I can't take that image out of my head, and that's what this boring black one is. But a black top is never gonna not be worn in my wardrobe because I wear black a lot. So I want to make that with this. This one was a mistake on my part. I was maybe distracted when I purchased the fabric. I just saw that it said crepe and it said red. And I had pictured, where is it? In my mind, I had pictured it was going to be the same texture as this, because this said crepe something or other, and then this said crepe something or other, but I didn't take the time to read properly, and I just was like, ooh, red, into the cart it went. So I have 1.5 meters of this red crepe, but it's actually super heavy. It's bottom weight crepe. It is super heavy. And when I took the time to read the description, when I got the fabric, I thought, oh, there's a mistake. But actually the mistake was mine, because it clearly said on the website that this is for skirts, for pants, for blazers. It said it has a nice drape, but it's heavy. And actually this one even has a bit of stretch in it. So it's 97% polyester, 3% spandex. And it's a beautiful red. It's darker in real life. There is a sheen to it on one side and opaque on the other side. And it is a very nice fabric. It's super nice. It feels amazing. It has that little bit of give that sometimes skirts and pants could use with, just for comfort. It's not like it's a stretchy fabric. It's a stretch woven with minimal stretch. So I've made the duet trousers from Love Notions. They are my go-to proper dressy type pants, because I've already fitted them. I've made it several times. They fit me amazing. And I haven't had a pair of proper red pants, full length pants, in ages. I'm going to tell you, when I was working as a midwife in Chile, midwives wear red pants. Don't ask me why, it's a little bit silly, but whenever you go to a hospital and you see a woman dressed in red pants or a red skirt, that's a midwife. That's just the color. It's not navy, it's not other colors, it's red. Maybe because there's like blood at childbirth, I'm not sure. But there was a time in my life where I was wearing red pants every single day for work and for my personal life, because it's always been a color I love. And I would love to make a pair of duet trousers with this. I don't have to take the time to fit everything because I've already done all that. And if you're still building up courage to sew pants, you can always hop into my series, Let's Sew Easy Pants, that's going on the channel, and get yourself started with an amazing project that is going to give you so much satisfaction once you achieve your goal of having simple pants that fit you well, that you can pair with your favorite fabrics. I hope this haul and pattern pairings was useful for your inspiration to have a think about fabrics and how we pair them to the styles that we like. I seem to have a knack for it. It has not come overnight. Believe me, I have made mistakes, many mistakes in the past. But at this point, after 30 years of sewing, I sort of have it down. I think I do. Still make mistakes sometimes, but they come further apart than when I was newer at this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon with more sewing. Bye!